conditions and was detained. Thursday in court, Judge Joaquin Manabusan said, "I am happy that temporary release has had an effect on you. One of the reasons the court allowed the temporary release was because of your statement to the court that you have turned your life around and it appears that it's moving." The government did not object the request for release until Ann and her sister Veronica were indicted back in 2018 for conspiracy, attempted possession, and distribution of 50 grams of meth. A 20-year-old man was arrested for allegedly raping a 13-year-old girl. The incident occurred at an apartment complex between October and November of last year. Court documents state, "Please, David asked the girl to come into the bedroom so that he could show her something. However, when she went inside, he allegedly pushed her onto the bed and raped her." In another instance, he's accused of threatening the girl's younger sister with what appeared to be a pickaxe. And on another occasion, he allegedly touched the 13-year-old victim inappropriately. David was charged with first and second-degree criminal sexual conduct and terrorizing. Busted with drugs, but said it wasn't his. Police conducting a pullover in Agate early this morning leads to the arrest of 37-year-old Benjamin John Kenyatta. Kenyatta was not only driving a car with expired tags, no insurance, and no driver's license, he was carrying a pouch that had drugs and drug paraphernalia inside. He told police that wasn't his. But that's not all they found. Inside the driver's door panel of the car, more drugs, which tested positive for meth. He was charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, expired registration, no insurance, and not having a license. A national award-winning youth disaster preparedness program is offering an instructor certification and training workshop this week. This is the My Preparedness initiative. Here's more.
Well, number one, I want them to see our passion, and I'd like to see them mirror that as well. And so far, we've been here for about a day and a half, and we've seen that passion for working with teens, for working with youth, and they really have a clear vision for what we're trying to do.
Trying to teach the youth how to be well-equipped during any disaster. That is the mission of the National My Preparedness Initiative. Project Director Ryan Akers and his team are on island conducting a 3-day workshop for Guam and the CNMI volunteer instructors, providing community response team training, first aid, CPR AD certification, fire suppression, and more. The adult participants will then go out and train teenagers on the curriculum.
We're trying to train our teens, the new generation, how to render aid in the event that they ever need it. We hope they never do, but in the event they ever need it, we've trained them to help their neighbors, help themselves, help their families. More than 50% of adults don't have emergency plans in place in the event of a disaster, so we're trying to curb that as well.
The program started in 2011 in Mississippi, and in 2016 it expanded nationwide. According to Akers, they are now in 30 states and 3 territories, with Guam and the CNMI joining. And leading the program here in Guam is Jamie Cruz with the Guam Homeland Security and Civil Defense.
It's a really good time right now because we're trying to get all the youth prepared for all kinds of disasters, and this program is really going to take at least 125 students and run them through the program, get them graduated to better prepare the island. These skill sets will actually build a greater culture of resilience. By teaching them young, they go out and spread the word, they teach their friends, teach their younger siblings, sometimes teach their parents and other adults, and it just makes Guam safer and just better to come back from all kinds of emergencies.
Akers says a nationwide trend is the high degree of destruction from high levels of a storm. The My Preparedness Initiative aims to build a network of agencies around the world to respond in the wake of such strong natural disasters. And as individuals complete the training, he hopes they walk away mirroring their passion and purpose.
I want them to understand exactly what their mission is when they leave. I want them to have a mastery of the skills and see what we're going to be able to offer them. And then I want them to be able to go home and to teach these in their communities, teach these teens so that they can make an impact.
The Guam Community College announced the approval of their first baccalaureate degree program. The Accrediting Commission for Community and Junior Colleges approved GCC's application to offer a 4-year Bachelor of Science in Career Technical Education program for an anticipated start date of fall 2020. The program will be open to candidates with an associate degree in any CTE field, as well as any new high school graduates. Details of the program will be presented at a press conference scheduled for 1:00 p.m. on Monday, February 3rd at the GCC Learning Resource Center. On Monday, Department of Revenue and Taxation began receiving filings of 2019 Forms 1040. According to a press release issued this morning, there are limited blank hard copy Forms 1040 available at the Income Tax Branch of DRT. However, the agency is recommending that taxpayers needing forms utilize the forms on their Internal Revenue Service website at irs.gov. DRT also wants to remind taxpayers that it is important to ensure that all income tax returns are complete and that all required attachments that need to be filled are attached. Otherwise, there may be a delay in the processing of individual returns. DRT is providing limited tax return preparation for senior citizens and disabled. If you have any questions, please contact 635-1779. And a groundbreaking ceremony was held Thursday for a new multi-million-dollar cold storage facility in Barragata for Pacific Unlimited. The company holds federal contracts to provide semi-perishable and perishable food items for the military. Company President John Limitako says they're building the facility to meet the demands of both the Defense Department and local business customers.
This facility will provide frozen, chilled, and climate-controlled third-party logistics services, warehousing, distribution services, and distribution services in support of both military and private commercial customers. It is a state-of-the-art facility and will be the largest commercial cold storage and climate-controlled facility in Micronesia.
Located in Tees in the warehouse will cover 70,000 square feet with the ability to expand 130,000. Limitako says it's the single largest project for their family-owned company since they started in 1986. Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have trend spotting and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers Report.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now. Green Energy Solutions, Inc. would like to congratulate GU Self-Storage along with Calvo Enterprises in doing their part by going green with a monthly power reduction by over 80%. Power consumption before installation was 39,700 kilowatt hours. After installation ended in 6,221 kilowatt hours, which resulted in savings over $10,000 a month. GESI also offers LED lights, solar thermal VRF air conditioning, and solar photovoltaics. Visit our website and let us help you save.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
It comes only once a week, and you never know what type of brie mix she'll have in store for you.
This, by far, is one of the toughest workouts I have ever done.
From adventures to instructional segments and even an occasional showcase of her hidden talents. In the mix is that weekly dose of fun during the time of the week when you need it most. So take a breather and join Sabrina every Thursday on KUAM TV and streaming anytime on our digital platform.
From the first war claims checks being sent out to his concern over the coronavirus, here's what's coming up next on Trend Spotting. Hafid everyone, I'm Cami Aguirola and welcome back to another episode of Trend Spotting. Here are the topics that had you talking this week, starting with a concern over the coronavirus on Guam. The World Health Organization has declared the outbreak of the novel coronavirus a public health emergency of international concern. According to the WHO, there are now more than 82 cases in 18 countries. On Guam, Vice Speaker Talina Nelson is requesting the suspension of all flights to Guam from countries where there are confirmed and suspected cases of coronavirus. Those countries include China, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, and Australia. The Philippines Department of Health confirmed one case of the coronavirus just last night. Although the Guam Visitors Bureau maintains their priority is the health and safety of the island residents, a suspension could impact the livelihood of over 21,000 men and women from the local tourism industry. There are no cases of the coronavirus on Guam. Governor Leon Guerrero is scheduled to brief Guam lawmakers and mayors about the coronavirus Friday at noon at the Guam Homeland Security Office of Civil Defense in Agana Heights. Here are some of your comments. One Instagram user said maybe they should start before we get our first case here, especially since we are a hotbed for Japanese tourists. At League One said, airport and all entrances to the island need to set up entry screening. The government wants to wait till it's too late. At M. Leon Guerrero said, so airport arrival screening is not yet being implemented, but if a passenger exhibits symptoms of infections, they will be ready. How will you know if they are showing symptoms if no one is screening the arriving passengers? On the KUAM News Instagram, we put out a poll asking about your concern for the coronavirus, and here are the results. The governor hands out the first war claims checks. It was an emotional and historic day at Adaloop, as the very first war claims checks were handed out to survivors more than 75 years after the end of the Japanese occupation. Along with the recipients, also in attendance were some of the people who helped pave the way for the payments over the years or other family members. Among them, former Congressman Robert Underwood, who spoke about 2 milestones during his watch: the creation of the War Claims Commission, the memorial wall at Asan Bay Overlook, which includes the names of nearly 16,000 people from Guam who died or suffered the atrocities during the war. He credits former Senator George Bomba for his help, and whose mother, the late Senator Cecilia Bomba, was instrumental in the early push for war claims. Former Guam delegate Madeline Berdalio sponsored the law that authorized the war claims payments through the Section 30 funding. This is a day that's going to go down in history, she said. It brings us a step closer to recognizing our Manamco for the atrocities that they endured during Guam's occupation in World War II. And the local war claims bill sponsors Speaker Tina Barnes, who says she's not done yet. A petition drive has been launched to urge Congress to reopen the claims applications to those who didn't make the first go-around. I'm just asking, please don't give up hope, because we will try our very best, she said. Here are some of your comments. Lisa Iriarty Kenga Tadella said, yes, congratulations to our Manamcos. Jonathan Wallace says, it's so sad that decades of administrations waited for the elderly to die out before they tried to pay out war claims and never did. This administration finally pulled through, but less than half are alive to receive claims. It's sad, honestly. On Instagram, Del Cabrera said, it's long time waiting for the people of Guam. A lot of the Manamco are gone, but at least it's now happening. Thank you, Governor Leon Guerrero, for making it happen. A murder suspect is arrested for the death of a woman in Totu. Police have arrested a 25-year-old man for the murder of a 37-year-old woman Saturday in Totu. The Guam Police Department says the suspect and the victim knew each other, and the alleged killer has a prior record of public intoxication and reckless conduct. The arrest was made less than 48 hours after the victim's body was discovered. She and the suspect may have been seen together at a gas station on Route 8 across from Ramirez Street. KUAM confirmed with the manager of the station that police made copies of their video footage of a man who was there Saturday morning. The suspect was identified as 25-year-old Katner Harry, and through further investigation, detectives were able to locate and arrest him at his home. Police said the woman's body was found by children in the area past the boulders at the end of Ramirez Street in Totu, while children were playing in the area. The victim was undressed, but police could not confirm if she had been sexually assaulted. Chief Ignacio said Harry admitted to being with the victim at the Totu location and that they were involved in a physical altercation that led to her death. He would not comment specifically on how she was killed. An autopsy is pending. Harry has been charged with murder, family violence, aggravated assault, and reckless conduct. He was booked and confined. Cash bail was set at $100,000, and he is scheduled to return to court on February 6th. Here are some of your comments. On Facebook, Tovez John J. said, it's the community who deserves a thumbs up on this investigation. Without the community's help, GPD would not be able to solve this case. Monessa Flores said, RIP, condolences to the family. A job well done to GPD and the community. I hope the children that found her are able to have counseling available to them if needed. A former Guam resident was killed in a plane crash in Afghanistan. An Air Force pilot and former Guam resident was killed in a plane crash in Afghanistan on Monday. He was identified as 46-year-old Lieutenant Colonel Paul K. Voss, formerly of GIGO. According to an Air Force statement, Voss and co-pilot 30-year-old Captain Ryan Fanoff died when their Bombardier E-11A aircraft went down in Ghazni province. The cause of the crash is under investigation, and here are some of your comments. On Facebook, Norma Cruz said, "Condolences and prayers to the families. Rest in peace and may the perpetual light shine on upon you both. Thank you for your service." Top fan Becky Singh said, "Deepest condolences to the entire Air Force family for your greatest loss. May you find strength, support, and guidance from our Creator. May Lieutenant Colonel Paul Voss and Captain Fanoff rest in peace." Lastly, on our KUAM News Instagram, we asked you what you think should be done about homelessness, and here are your results. And that's all for this week on Trend Spotting. Siduos Maasi for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years, with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Shell's Million Miles giveaway is back, and we're giving 100,000 United Mileage Plus miles to 10 lucky winners. You can jet off to Japan, break away to LA, or even sightsee in Paris. So, how do you make a getaway? Just use your Lucky 7 card when you fuel up with 7 gallons or more, and you're automatically entered to win. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start planning your new adventure. No purchase necessary. Some conditions apply. See store for details.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
You cannot deny that the big game, the Super Bowl, is the largest pop culture moment in all the world. And as my good friend Sergeant Paul Tapau with the Guam Police Department will attest, it is also one of the diciest times to protect public safety. Sarge, I know you've said to me many times on and off camera that probably the Super Bowl is right up there with New Year's Eve in terms of the number of people who are going to celebrate, the number of people who are going to congregate, and the number of things that could potentially go wrong.
It's really, yeah, you're right. You know, you are absolutely correct about it being dicey and comparable to that of New Year's Eve and the way, you know, our adults celebrate the festivities. And, you know, what makes it intriguing is that, and makes it challenging for us, is that it's on a weekday. And, you know, for some reason, people have the, you know, they have the ability to have off, you know, they're fortunate enough to be off on that day.
And so, for us, it's mid-morning, which makes it even stranger.
It is. And, you know, seeing the after effects, you know, working at Highway Patrol, we've done roving DOI enforcements. We've done, we set up, you know, speed enforcement. It's, you know, along the main thoroughfares, and you wouldn't believe in the numbers of, you know, number of vehicles that were actually pulled in, and we had somebody behind the wheel who was impaired, coming from a Super Bowl celebration. So I think it's really important that we take this opportunity for their crime segment to really ask the community to plan accordingly when you're celebrating, or should you choose to celebrate Super Bowl Monday, because it is comparable to that of New Year's Eve, and you can only imagine that school buses will be out. The kids, by the time the game concludes, you are going to have buses that are going to be dropping kids to and from. So, this is a time where we have to be mature adults, and really the message I want to drive home is designate a responsible, sober driver.
Now, what should people do, because a lot of people, especially if they're a fan of the Chiefs, or if they're from Kansas City or Missouri or Kansas, or if they're from the Bay Area and they're cheering for the Niners, they're going to want to celebrate. They're really going to want to get into the game, a lot of which is probably going to involve, consuming adult beverages, right? If they do party a little bit too hard, should they just go chill out, stay at, whatever establishment? If you're at a hotel party, stay at the hotel. If you're at a restaurant or a bar, just hang out there for at least, drink a whole bunch of water and try and, mellow up. But like you said,
it's not going to work. Drinking the water and waiting, time is part of the factor of.
So there is no leeway on this. Get a designated driver. That's the only thing.
The message again is
Understood.
really getting a responsible, sober driver, and it's that time where we as mature adults, we have to own up to our responsibility. If you're going to afford the time where you're going to take off to celebrate your team into victory, and of course, I'm for one too. I'm a big football fanatic, but nonetheless, I plan accordingly, and I would assure myself that if I have the luxury of being off that day, then I'm going to celebrate, with a responsible, sober driver, or maybe not even consume or indulge in any alcohol beverages, because the day, when the game concludes, we're looking at 2:00 in the afternoon. You have commuters who are picking up kids. You have commuters who will be getting off work. So that's when we're going to see an influx in traffic.
There's post office people delivering the mail. That's a really busy, dicey time on the island.
It is, and it gets challenging for us as when I'm speaking as a former highway patrol investigator, because we're seeing the influx of the roads. Cars in the roads at one time, and of course, people are trying to get to and from because. And here's the thing: is that I've actually arrested an individual that was rushing to go pick up the child from school, and this guy was really, really intoxicated. And
that's crazy.
It's just a grim reminder that you're taking a chance, not just yourself but the safety of others. You're driving on the road where you're speeding, and then you're going to go pick up your child from school, and at that level, come on, you got to be a sense of responsibility that has to be a part with your planning and how you're going to celebrate this day.
Now, I want to paraphrase something you told me last year when we were talking about the Super Bowl is, you may say, okay, I'm a fan of the Chiefs and they haven't been to the big dance in 50 years. It's a really big chance for us to celebrate. I'm a Niners fan. This is a chance for us to get ring number 6. So, I want to party. And you can say that, and all of your fans can say that, and, your friends online, and you can interact with everybody on Twitter. Who's not going to care about that? The arresting officer and the judge.
Or the life, it's you're spot on. That's spot on.
The judge isn't going to care if you're the most hardcore Chiefs fan in the world. They're going to say you were intoxicated in the middle of the afternoon and you endangered your fellow Guamanians.
Absolutely,
You made a mistake.
and as from a law enforcement perspective, it really shows the selfish, that individual being selfish, only wanting and thinking of themselves, and really. The selfless act that you can do is really designating a responsible, sober driver. And, regardless of who wins or the team that you're rooting for, this is a time where, I want to stress this. This is a time where, comparable to New Year's Eve, where we are going to see, a whole lot of people celebrating. And, this is where we have to come together as Guamanians and understand doing the right thing and making the right decisions. It really boils down to us being mature adults and having that sense of responsibility by simply designating a sober driver.
Now, to further deter people from making accidentally bad choices, should we expect to see a larger police presence throughout the places where you have a lot of restaurants, a lot of bars, a lot of...
We're going to be out. Our officers from the Highway Patrol Division, we're going to be making the announcement that we're going to be doing DUI checkpoints throughout the month of February. And, we did send a notice of announcement out to the community via our media partners, of the DUI checkpoints that are expected to. So, this, it doesn't really have to be a DWI sobriety checkpoint. It can be a roving DWI initiative that our officers are going to be doing, because that's one of the things that we're going to be looking out for, is the safety of all commuters who utilize our roadways. And we need to make that decision. If you're gonna choose to root your team and celebrate, celebrate the right way and designate a responsible, sober driver.
And that's what it's all about. So before we go, can I get a prediction from you? Because of course your beloved, the Steelers are not in the big game this year. But who you got?
I got to protect. Much respect to the Patriots. They touched 6. They got 1 for the thumb, and it really is. I'm not emotionally attached to this, but I try not to have that many teams, within the respective crowd that has the ring for the other thumb. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs, and I think if Mahomes can actually pull this out, I think it'll be great for the Chiefs. They haven't won anything in the last 50 years. And, big respect to San Francisco for the defense. And I'm looking at a 3-point difference between the Chiefs and 49ers. And I'm looking at the Chiefs just doing something special in this day.
Well, next week I'm either going to shake your hand or we're both going to be laughing at each other. So we'll see.
Hey,
but the one thing that is undisputed is you remain steadfast to your mission to make sure that Guam is protected. As we
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm not emotionally attached to this game, but I am emotionally attached to the safety and the messages that we bring out. So,
Outstanding.
Good luck to everybody. Good luck to the Steelers. Good luck to the San Francisco 49ers fans, and of course, the Kansas City Chiefs fans. And, may the best team prevail. But collectively, as an island, we can prevail. Should we designate, when we designate a responsible, sober driver.
All right. Thanks so much, Sarge. He can never put down the terrible towel, this guy, and everything. All right. So please stay tuned. We're back after this. It comes only once a week, and you never know what type of brie mix she'll have in store for you.
This, by far, is one of the toughest workouts I have ever done.
From adventures to instructional segments and even an occasional showcase of her hidden talents. In the mix is that weekly dose of fun during the time of the week when you need it most. So take a breather and join Sabrina every Thursday on KUAM TV and streaming anytime on our digital platform.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Weekend birthday shoutouts are especially cool, so for those of you born on February 1st and February 2nd, happy birthday! And we are led off by J. Ray Mockness. J. Ray celebrates birthday number 8 on February 1st. Many more to come. Love, Grandma. Devin Derby also celebrates birthday number 17. He's a junior at Simon Sanchez High School, so on behalf of all of the Sharks, happy birthday, Devin. And Sienna Leigh Cruz has a birthday on February 1st, so happy birthday to you, Sienna Leigh. On the 2nd, Zeta Michelle Royster. Happy 9th birthday to our beautiful granddaughter from Nana, Papa, and the family. Hope each and every one of you had an amazing birthday and have a great week.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thank you for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Green Energy Solutions, Inc. Visit GESIGuam.com or call 647-8111 for more details on how we can help your business save